Legendary women of power, how they shaped ancient empires. Imagine a world where the decisions of a few can redirect the entire current of history. Among them stand remarkable women of vision, unwavering will, and profound cunning. They did more than sit behind thrones. They led armies, negotiated treaties, and even rode into battle themselves. Join me on a journey back through millennia of civilization to discover what made Hatshepsut, Cleopatra, Zetian, and others true icons of power whose legacies remain indelible in human history. Along the mighty Nile around 1478 BCE, Princess Hatshepsut ascended Egypt's throne. In a male-dominated society, she cleverly fashioned herself as King Hatshepsut, adopting masculine regalia and the double crown. Yet, beneath that royal mantle lay her genius as an architect and stateswoman. The mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahri, intricate mortuary tombs, an ambitious network of canals, and a thriving trade route to the distant land of Punt. These projects not only enriched Egypt's treasury, but ushered in an unprecedented age of prosperity. Hatshepsut's patience, diplomatic skill, and economic foresight revealed her not as a passive figurehead, but as the pioneer of a new era. Fast forward to 7th century Tang China, when court intrigue ran rampant and power hung in the balance. Zetian, lowly concubine, methodically outmaneuvered rivals and craftsman plots until she claimed sole imperial authority, founding the Zhou dynasty. She revised the calendar, reformed the civil service, promoted agriculture and literature, and fortified the empire's northern borders. Under her half-century reign, the Tang dynasty reached unprecedented heights in art, science, and commerce. By concentrating power in her hands, Zetian propelled a stable empire onto the world stage. In Ptolemaic Egypt, Cleopatra VII earned fame not only for her beauty and political savvy, but also for her linguistic mastery. She spoke at least 9 languages and for personally overseeing the machinery of state. Amid the shifting tides between Rome and Egypt, she forged alliances first with Julius Caesar and later with Mark Antony to preserve her kingdom's independence. Though she ultimately fell to Octavian's forces, Cleopatra's legend endures, a queen who refused to bow, daring to challenge the mightiest empire of her day. Across the seas in Roman-occupied Britain, Queen Boudica of the Iceni tribe rose in revolt in 6061 CE after her husband's death and the seizure of tribal lands. Rallying Celtic tribes across Britannia, she struck swift blow sacking Colchester, London, and St. Albans before suffering a tragic defeat. Historians credit the indomitable spirit and unity she inspired among Celtic women for paralyzing Rome's hold on the region for months. Turning east to the Persian Empire, Pontia Arteshbod emerges in 5th century BCE accounts, though scarce legend says she commanded cavalry at Marathon, bravely halting the advance of Greek forces. A century before, Queen Tomyris of the Massagetae in Central Asia, enraged by her husband's death, led her army to defeat Persia and safeguard her people's autonomy. These tales show that, wherever and whenever needed, women stepped onto the front lines and wrought extraordinary deeds. On the Adriatic shores of Illyria in the 3rd century BCE, Queen Teuta wielded power like a maritime entrepreneur, encouraging piracy to control sea lanes until Rome sued for peace. Under her rule, Illyria's territory expanded and its maritime economy flourished, earning Teuta both fear and respect in Roman chronicles. In 6th century Byzantium, Empress Theodora, former stage actress, stood beside Emperor Justinian I during the Nika revolts. When Justinian considered flight, Theodora's steadfast resolve convinced him to stay, suppress the uprising, and enact sweeping legal reforms that advanced women's rights in marriage and property. Her influence preserved Byzantine law and ensured the empire's endurance for centuries. Even in ancient Mesopotamia, the semi-legendary Semiramis is credited with governing Assyria, erecting the grand city walls of Nineveh and pioneering irrigation projects that transformed barren lands. Though entwined with myth, her urban planning and military defenses laid foundations for generations. What unites these extraordinary women is not a mere ceremonial role behind a throne, but their astute use of power, from diplomatic finesse to strategic vision, from economic insight to military acumen. They arm themselves with the tools needed not only to survive, but to shape the world around them. Far from simply playing the part expected of them, they won hearts, commanded respect, and seized their place in male-dominated realms. Across centuries, their echoes resonate in tomb carvings, stone inscriptions, historical chronicles, and even folk legends. Hatshepsut, Zetian, Cleopatra, and Boudica endure in the annals of history as proof of the latent power of women. As we trace humanity's timeline, we see that it was their courage and determination that turned the pages of civilization toward new, brilliant chapters. So whenever you reflect on the great empires of the past, remember that behind palaces of marble and ramparts of stone stood decisive women whose bold actions reshaped the ancient world in ways no one could have foreseen. This is the living testament to how powerful women shaped the course of ancient empires.